Hello, everybody. It is I, Granarite, and here we are back with another episode of Let's Play Assassin's Creed Unity. We are here at the beginning of the third entry, so we have some stuff in our database with some tutorials, so we're going to look at some tutorials here and see what it shows us.
You've broken the law.
Excellent. You've a knack for this.
You traitor, die!
Easy enough.
Hinderer! I've got ya!
That technique should serve you well.
Alright, was that it? That was it, I guess. Alright, we got the heavy weapon done, so let's go to the long weapon.
Let's get to it then.
Conservative!
Long weapons have better attack range, it says.
Bloody head-sitter! I will make you pay! You're going nowhere!
Okay.
I'll get you, righty!
Well done. Keep practicing and you'll be unstoppable.
Good deal. Alright, we have a ranged weapon.
Excellent. You've a knack for this.
Alright, we do this quick shot with just the left
Excellent.
bumper.
You've a knack for this.
Damn it! What the hell's going on? Got him! Can you break the peace? Press him, keep him busy.
Just getting rid of them.
That technique should serve you well.
Alright. So we have bomb throwing next.
Bravo. Bravissimo. An excellent showing.
Good deal.
That technique should serve you well.
Good deal. Now we have the fast slide. These are all good things for us to know.
Well done. Keep practicing and you'll be unstoppable.
Well, that's it. That was simple. We're getting a bunch of database entries. We'll read all those in just a bit. We got air assassination.
An excellent showing. An excellent showing. That technique should serve you well.
Easy enough. These are all techniques that we know for the previous games. Alright, still got a few more in here, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 5 more.
An excellent showing. An excellent showing. Well done. Keep practicing, and you'll be unstoppable.
Pretty simple stuff. Alright, ledge assassination training next. We get them done, they're checked off.
Bravo. Bravissimo.
Break his bloody neck.
That technique should serve you well.
Sorry, just a sec. Alright, what we got next? Lock picking.
An excellent show.
Some locks are more difficult than others and require up to 3 pins to be locked in place.
Well done. Keep practicing, and you'll be unstoppable.
Just a timing mini game, so it shouldn't be too bad, assuming we have enough lockpicks and such. That's not what I wanted. Tutorials. So I'll add 2 more.
Ça oui, toute la rue vous a entendu.
On a appris pour Mathurin. Cœur à pouvoir toucher leur cul. J'ai pas ta gouaille, moi.
Parce que t'es un poète, toi, peut-être?
Ah ça, je sais parler, Oda.
Vraiment.
Qu'est-ce qu'il faut pas entendre? Comment ça?
Messieurs, une demoiselle a besoin de rêver. Elle a soif de grands discours, de chaque...
You can blend in a moving crowd. This can help you move past guard posts.
Bravo. Bravissimo.
Still, again, all pretty standard stuff. And then we have one more tutorial. Environmental blending.
Get the hell out of here, runt! Get over here!
I thought I was supposed to just go over to that spot, but I guess I need to get past him first. I can't even get over to these people.
Find a nice convenient lamppost then!
Oh, he turned around there? Really? Well, this training tutorial is a little harder. Hide, hide! Why didn't you hide, Arno?
Over here and crush you, you pellet!
My game just crashed? My game just crashed. What did my game just crash? Odd. Well, let's get back into everything here again, I guess. At least it's in saving after each one of those.
Bravo. Bravissimo.
Compris quoi, Sorette? Dis-nous tout.
Dépêche-toi tout de même, Armand. Je vais lâcher. Armand, pour l'amour de Dieu.
Je fais aussi vite que je peux. Ah, mais vas-tu cirer, maudite urgence? Surtout tenez bon.
Dépêche-toi tout de même, Armand.
Il ne leur faut même plus de raison pour s'y adonner.
That technique should serve you well.
There we go.
Martin, tu préviens.
There we got it done. Issues all the first time, game crashes. Alright, let's read some database entries. Oh, I guess it was just a new entry on Arno. But we've already read that. So we have the Cafe Theater, which I haven't actually found yet. We just were there, I guess, in a trading mission. So opened in the Isle of St. Louis in 1759, the Cafe Theater was one of Paris' premier coffee houses for decades. Intellectuals, poets, philosophers, and actors flocked to its tables. And the salon was a center for political debate and discussion. Over the years, though, cafes like the Cafe Procope gradually supplanted it in prominence. By 1790, the Cafe Theater was a shabby, rundown place, more likely to host a second-rate body comedy show than an impassioned debate. It experienced a resurgence during the Revolution and even opened several satellite locations around Paris and remained a fixture of the city's intelligentsia through World War I. It was also the central clearinghouse for the Parisian Brotherhood's intelligence gathering network, a concept that is so adorably French, I don't even have words for it. The Concierge. This place was the seat of the kings of France from the 10th century to the middle of the 14th, when Charles V abandoned it for the Louvre. By the early 15th century, it was primarily used as a prison, though the same name concierge from concierge, conciergerie, keeper of the royal palace, stuck. By the time of the Revolution, the conciergerie was the main prison in Paris. For many, it was the last stop before execution, which earned it the nickname antechamber of the guillotine. The conciergerie was also called the most lucrative furnished lodging in Paris. Prisoners were allowed to rent a bed for 27 livres a month, but since many were executed after only a few days, jailer could rent out the same bed, sometimes 10 times a month. In the statue of Henry the Fourth, the original horse was cast in Florence and shipped to Paris in 1614 to await its king. The stallion stood riderless upon its pedestal for 21 years and was referred to by the Parisians simply as the Bronze Horse. At last, the rider was made, Henry IV, the Protestant king, who, before taking the crown, survived the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. To stabilize his throne, he converted to Catholicism, possibly uttering the apocryphal remark, "Paris is worth a mass." Although much beloved by his people, he was assassinated while riding in his carriage by a religious fanatic, Francois Ravaillac, in 1610. During the Revolution, the spot on which the statue stands was used as a meeting point and even as a recruiting office for volunteers willing to fight the Prussians. All right. So where exactly are we? Is this our... Yeah, this is our Explore the Theater. So we probably want to go do that. It looks like there's some stuff we can get on the way there. The Pont Neuf. This new bridge is now the oldest existing bridge in Paris. The laying of the first stone on May 31st, 1578 was a tearful occasion for Henry III, who had just lost two of his favorite minions in a duel. The king was coming out of a funeral service and it was raining. Always ready for a laugh, the Parisians subsequently dubbed the bridge Le Pont des Pleurs, or the Bridge of Tears. The Pont Neuf was a unique bridge at its time, the first to be built in stone, the widest, the most accessible, and unlike the other bridges of Paris back then, no houses were built along the bridge spans. So looks like we can go this way. Place Dauphine. In 1601, Henry IV announced that a public square, triangular in fact, would be created and given to the first president of Parliament, Achille de Harlay, who had remained loyal to Henry during the Wars of Religion. Harlay divided the square, situated away from the traffic on the bridge, into 12 lots. On 1608, houses built were rented by artisans, tailors, printers, booksellers, and officers of the nearby Palais de Justice. Up until 1633, one of the main attractions of the square, then a clutter of little houses, was a trestle stage by the famous Parisian Fossier Tabarin, Antoine Girard, who put on short Italian-style performances with his brother and little theater troupe. His motto was, "The world is merely deceived by charlatans," Acting the tabarin, faire le tabarin in French, became a proverb that literally no one has ever used. Seems like we're going to be learning a lot early on here. There is an alarm bell in this area. Good to know. So we could go on with the story, but of course, hey, we have the ability to explore, so why not explore? Come on. Can't make it up that. Up further. Good deal. Alright, it looks like there's a chest up here. Alright, we got the Palais de Justice, which we'll get in just a second. Let's get this chest if we can. All right. We already got Saint Chapelle, I believe. So here we have the Palais de Justice. This ancient and ornate building that overlooks the Tour de l'Orge with its elaborate clock featuring figures of justice and law was initially built in 1296 by Philip IV of France in spite of his financial worries. It was here that he consolidated the dispensation of justice, although the judges soon came to be infamous for their corruption. During the Revolution, the Palais housed the much-feared Revolutionary Tribunal. Alright, let's go get... What is this? Social club not renovated. Okay, good to know. Let me go get this chest. It's over by where we were.
Il aime ses coups de
You know, we get stuff off the map now. We don't have to worry about it later. Scare the bullies.
So tough,
I'm nothing but a
Yeah, you show that belt till we're done with you.
Yeah, won't it?
I don't deserve
Your knee. That's what he gets. Here you like being in the Fred.
You think you're God to decide who gets credit?
We'll refill our stuff here, I guess. You have earned completed 1 of 5 crowd events. Complete the set to earn a reward. Okay. What's this? The Journal, Paris, 1791. The roads of France are open to all trade citizens. The Reformation we started by tearing down the tax farmers' wall now sees its natural conclusion. Is France not truly unified by these acts? In the wake of... let's go into our database and read this. We have 2 here. In the wake of misdeliveries, a terrible crop and price irregularities, the bakers of Saint Marceau, Saint Anthony, and Saint Denis have asked for calm. They cannot bake bread without grain, and violence won't feed anyone's families. Dr. Joseph Guillotin is attempting to make a mockery of public executions. Instead of proper beheadings, breakings upon the wheel, or simple hangings, he is proposing that a machine execute the guilty in a clean, efficient manner. Nothing could be more absurd. Executions are meant to give warnings to the populace. The more brutal, the better. Montansier, another wonderful performance. One dreams of sojourning in the midst of her plunging neckline. Oh, it's Mademoiselle. Okay. Do not ask this poor soul which play she is starring in. Very little seems important when her dainty figure finally makes its appearance on the Theatre de l'Ambu-Combique stage. Wear your tricolor proudly, good citizens. Show your support for the new order, one more noble than 10,000 aristocrats. The era of liberty, the society built on the principle that all men are indeed equal. And we have the Journal of Paris, 1789. New decrees from the National Assembly. Many a hateful law has been abolished, from seigneurial courts, game rights, and the buying of magisterial positions to immunities from taxation and undeserved pensions. They vow more is to come. Our brilliant citizen scientists, Laplace, Condorcet, Borda, and Lavoisier will publish a serialized introduction to and defense of the proposed metric system, coming soon to the Journal de Paris. La Brand Noire, dubious auctions, going. A private auction will be held at 12 de la Rue de Bussy on the 14th of Messidor, in dire need of sturdy wood and stones to repair your abode, or a baptismal font to remember the old ways. Knock 4 times, ask for Flavian. No questions as to the providence will be answered. Then we have Mademoiselle Toussard's peculiar skill. The extraordinary Marie Toussard is available to fashion lifelike figures out of mere wax. You would swear her artworks are about to breathe, although many of her models have breathed their last. Okay. We'll do that. We already have the songs.
Allez chercher.
Kill the criminals.
Let me through selling more than you let on. Stuff it up your ass, you piece. I'll get you right.
Okay. We've completed 2 of the events now.
Brisez-leur le crâne sur le sol. La justice sera entendue.
Amenez-le-nous. Nous la guillotinez-les. Ils ne sont bons qu'à ça.
Dépêchons, dépêchons, il n'en reste plus beaucoup.
Alright, looks like this chest is up here. Alright, we'll go get this nomad chest next.
Il s'est passé.
Easy.
Tout est bon pour se faire remarquer.
Oh, we have a cockade up there. What's that? Artifact. Okay. Can I go in here and pick up said artifact? No, in the window. Cool. Still going for this chest. Oh, get in there. Thank you. Hi, I'm not doing anything.
Where are you going? We'd love to give you a grand view from the top of a pike. This is my patriotic duty.
What popped up over here? What popped up over here? Scare the boys.
Seigneur, nous sommes pourtant pas.
Oh, merci. Dieu vous le rendra. Pitié, ne me tuez pas.
Un amant surpris par le mari.
The armies of Prince Bishop and his armies now threaten our brothers in Lee. Let's just go in here and read it. There we go. The Patriot, 1791. The armies of Bishop and his allies now threaten our brothers in Liege. Their young republic cannot withstand the might of the Habsburg machine for long. Should they seek shelter in France, will not turn them away. Few onlookers were seen at yesterday's representation of Les Barbiers de Seville. It is believed, in light of recent events, that the upper crust aura surrounding the outlandish playwright Bourmakais has kept the merrymakers at bay. Unknown rogues have made off with a selection of the crown jewels. As these are part of the treasury of France, those guilty are not only thieves, but traitors. Report any suspicious pawners at once. Citizen Mirabeau has won election to the post of President of the National Constituent Assembly. After a long, varied, and mostly distinguished career, the respect he has earned from all sides should help France get things done. While the appeal of owning a piece of the Bastille may find favor with some, misguided few, the royal director of buildings is of a different and certainly legally superior opinion. He asks that you please desist in the practice. The Patriot, 7089. Latude escapes again. Years ago, Jean-Henri Latude made quite a career of his exploits, escaping from the prison of Vincennes, then the Bastille, then Vincennes again. This time, however, he escaped from a crowd of well-wishers trying to shake his hand. The crowd pressed a bit closely for the escape artist, and he was compelled to rush away. Jacques back. Following the hullabaloo we all rightfully raised on his behalf, the king has eased off and reappointed Necker to oversee the country's finances. Hear, hear for King Louis. Mademoiselle Lenormand, seer of the old city. The Isle de la City has its own sibyl. Mademoiselle Lenormand is able to see one's future using her unique tarot cards designed by the woman herself. Treat yourself to a peek into what is soon to be. The good Marquis de Lafayette has been confirmed as Commander-in-Chief of the new National Guard. With him in charge, order is no doubt to be swiftly restored. The troubles of the past week swept under the damask silks. And republicanism, violence, surely Monsieur de Molins paints a rather bellicose picture. Can we not turn to reason and dialogue rather than to blows? With all these advances made in this age of enlightenment, brutality would seem to be rather out of place.
Si cela continue, nous allons nager dans les cadavres.
What is this? Oh, it's a murder mystery. We're not going to do those yet. We're also not going to do... So we're not going to do the missions. We're just going to do collectibles right now.
Oh no, encore un.
That is underground, it looks like. Is there a way for me to get underground? Maybe it's those steps that are on the map. That would make sense. The catacombs. The left bank in Paris is built on the rich limestone deposit, the stone from which built much of the city. Initially, the stone was mined well out of the city proper, but as Paris expanded, it gradually covered even the mined-out areas. Since medieval mining invoked digging a well down to stone deposits and then tunneling horizontally until the vein was depleted, the result was a vast, intricate maze of tunnels beneath the streets. A series of building collapses beginning in 1774 proved that the tunnels could no longer be ignored, and in 1782, Police Lieutenant Thoreau de la Crosney decided to act. By which they means he decided to do something about the situation, not that he decided to put on small play. Thoreau had the quarries within the area of 240 hectares surveyed and registered. He saw the old mine shafts as an opportunity to solve another pressing problem: what to do with the bones of hundreds of thousands of dead people from the Innocent Cemetery, which were so densely packed that they were literally spilling out into the basements of adjoining buildings. Sleep well tonight. Thanks to Thoreau, 6 million deceased were crammed into the quarries, sometimes 30 meters thick. Along the mortal remains are those of Thoreau himself, along with 1,800 victims of the September Massacre of 1792. Later, architects transformed the caverns into a proper mausoleum, complete with the following Epigraph by poet Jacques Delille. Stop, here lies the empire of death. Bones and skulls were arranged in intricate patterns, and special chambers were set up, museum-like, to display samples of various types of stone found beneath Paris and innumerable skeletal deformities to be found among the catacombs' inhabitants. These unusual aesthetics have made the catacombs a popular tourist destination since the early 1800s. Yeah, for sickos.
What's the password?
I don't have the password, I guess.
Oui, monsieur, pour quelle quantité? Non, le prix n'est pas négociable.
No, nobody here. Looks like they're guarding a locked chest.
Under it, die!
Is there another guy running?
Thirsty work ridding the city of all this refuse.
Okay. So apart from there being a chest over here, looks like there's also a cockade.
Seigneur, lâchez donc cette mégère à la libre. Venez plutôt vous divertir en ma compagnie. Vous verrez, je ne suis pas farouche.
Ouvrir tes escourdes. Toi et tes petits copains, vous allez filer.
C'est parfait. L'odeur des rues doit être moins forte là-haut.
There's a thief running by or something. I think he got away.
Pas de façon entre nous.
What cheer, Arno? What's all that then?
Alright, well, we're getting close to this area. Was this the Isle de la City? Or no, this is the Palais de Justice. I think what we want to do though is we're gonna skip and we're gonna head over here. I know it's a ways away.
Un homme comme on en voit peu.
Down into the... Come on, then!
Time to raise me, son. some of us are starving. We're not going to take it anymore.
Please.
Turd. Bake more bread if you don't like it.
On dirait qu'il y a de l'agitation.
Get out of here. So it says we earned a reward. We got 500 Ludovics. Cool.
C'est amusant. Cet homme m'a attaqué.
We have the Hospice des Enfants Trouves. The meticulous concierge Sebastian Mercier left evidence of tens of thousands of children abandoned in Paris. Mercier spoke of these exposed children who were often left on the steps of churches, most famous among them being the philosopher d'Alembert, or in towers of convents. The Hospital de la Charite, or Charity Hospital, was supposed to accommodate them with the income from certain fines, but new facilities were needed. With the financial support of Chancellor d'Aligre, a city square and a market bears name, Queen Maria Theresa founded this hospice in 1617, situated on what is now the square Trousseau, a subsidiary establishment that would be built on the forecourt of Notre Dame. All right, and Notre Dame in Paris. Notre Dame de Paris is the foremost monument in Paris and a historic heart of the capital. Its Parvis is the point from which all milestones on the roads of France are measured. Built over the course of nearly a century, from 1163 to 1250, it was one of the first buildings in Europe to employ flying buttresses, which allow for much higher and thinner walls around the choir and the nave. Personally, the last thing I want near a choir is the thinner wall. Lock them in, then soundproof the bugger, please. The flying buttresses also provide the support necessary for inclusion of the church's famous and astonishing rose windows. During the Revolution, the great cathedral was variously used as food storage and a church dedicated to the cult of reason, and later the cult of the supreme being. Many of its greatest treasures were looted, and in 1793, an angry mob decapitated the statues of biblical kings of Judah that adorned Notre Dame, mistaking them for former kings of France. This is what happens when the uneducated lose their heads. Only 10 great bells survived unscathed. The damage inflicted would not be repaired until 1845.
Ah! Ils ne donneront jamais le cadeau.
Well, we'll just grab that one because we just ran right by it. So the blue chests don't count towards our collectibles for the area, but it's nice to have them.
Hey, that's mine! Help! Someone! There's a ball!
For 1 of 10 crowd events. Looks like there's a bridge up over here. Pont Rouge, a wooden painted bridge linking two islets. The Pont Rouge survives the Revolution, but was soon destroyed and eventually replaced by the Pont St. Louis. Explore the Cafe Theater. Arno has been given stewardship over the Cafe Theater, an old assassin intelligence gathering operation. Explore the building and learn what can be done to improve it. And this is our money-making building. I remember this from the one time I played.
Something I can help you with?
What is this place?
It connects to the sanctuary. Less flashy than the Sainte-Chapelle entrance, but we own the building. Used to be part of our intelligence network. But the place has fallen on hard times.
How can I help?
I'll keep an ear out for any opportunities that come up. You might also speak to the Intendant about renovating the building itself.
I'm not exactly flush with coin just now.
Any revenues the cafe generates are yours to do with as you see fit. The money is deposited in the chest in the study, and the more improvements you make...
The more revenue.
Quite. You might also find that expanding our reach into other districts will pay dividends.
Merci.
So this is collect your theater income. And it looks like there's a chest. Edward's assassin outfit, okay. Income available, 20 out of 80. What are these other things that appeared on the map? Legacy room, no outfit unlocked. Elise letters, do letter available. Club hall. Fast travel, okay. Memento gallery. The attendant's study. We could renovate.
It seems that workmen renovating the main wing found a small room hidden behind the kitchen. Its contents may be of interest to you.
Visual improvements. New cafe theater mission unlocked.
The previous owners must have walled off a room in the main hall. Perhaps you'd be interested in what they found.
So we can do quite a few of these.
Been disused for years. It'll be nice to have fresh water again. We found something in the attic during the renovation. You may wish to go upstairs and have a look.
And the finishing touches cost quite a bit of money. Okay. The Memento Gallery seems to be upstairs. The training room, that's where we did those training missions. Read letters from Elise, check your profile and your gear loadout here. Okay. Access all our club activities. Okay. Seems simple enough.
Here for a fight, monsieur?
Come again.
A training match, that is. An assassin can never be too well prepared.
Isn't our mandate to work in the shadows? Stay undetected and all that?
Call this the fallback option. Better to practice here in safety than pick a fight with ruffians in the streets. No?
Touché.
Moving nicely.
We got Herod at Merrimack fails to impress. This clipping is from a newspaper dated 12 of July 1782. Is badly crumpled as though someone wadded it up into a small ball. Theatrical review by Mademoiselle Le Crever. Last night I had the pleasure, if indeed pleasure it can be called, of seeing very nearly the worst production at Voltaire's Herod at Miramaya Cafe Theater on Isle St. Louis. Never has the tragic death of the Queen of Judea been rendered with more glaring ineptitude. Miss Dupree Herod's has all the pathos of a fishmonger who is especially ashamed at his day's catch, and Mademoiselle Cadiz Mirami seems able to do little more than wail like a child denied at a threat. As to the supporting cast, shall I only say that the director would have been better served by releasing a dozen Barbary apes into the theater. That at least might have incited the audience to a modicum of incitement. As to the sets and costuming, which should ritually evoke the ancient world of Jerusalem, the director's vision seems limited to papier-mâché templates and badly unconvincing false beards. Theater is a world of imagination, to be sure, but this is cheap, shoddy production resembles nothing so much as small children picking up sticks and proclaiming themselves Mosquets de la Garde. In short, I hated this play. I hated this play. If you good readers have any respect for Mr. Rote's work, I caution you to stay far, far away. Duly noted. Alright, and this is our legacy room, where we have Edward Kenway's outfit. Alright, this is our room where we have a new letter from Elise.
Paris, September 23rd, 1788. Dear Arno, I never thought I could be so bored in Paris. Can you imagine it? The greatest city in the world, and here I am, stuck in endless lectures from dawn to dusk. It's worse than that winter we spent in Strasbourg. Do you remember? When it snowed for a week straight, and we couldn't leave the house, and all the books in the library were in German. We convinced that cook the house was haunted by some young Frankish prince, and the poor man refused to leave his kitchen without a rosary in one hand and a Bible in the other. I miss those days. The things I'm learning from Father's friends are, well, I wish I could tell you about them. Someday, perhaps. But not now. And not like this. But still, I find myself missing those days. Missing home. Missing you. Next time Father comes to Paris, you must persuade him to bring you along. I remain always your Elise.
I hope I know what I'm doing.
Oh, get up. Don't sit back down. It said there was. We also had opened up another spot in the hall somewhere. And then we had that well. We're just exploring right now, so this was like, maybe? Ah, here's something. We'll get to that in just a sec. And so if I go back into the main room... I thought there was something in here we uncovered as well. Maybe we didn't. This just goes underground. Club hall. Yeah, that just goes into the sewers. So we unlocked like 3 secret rooms. Hey, Extreme. Yeah, no, I'm glad that you're back. It's been a while. How are you doing? Alright, we already read that. That's why it's not popping up. This just goes down to the sewers as well. The armor room.
Impressive, no?
What is it?
An heirloom of the Brotherhood. That armor was worn by Thomas de Corniel.
I have no earthly idea who that is.
He led the raid that captured Jacques de Molay, broke the Templars' power in Europe for over a century. It used to be that an assassin who did a great service for the Brotherhood and for France would be given his armor in thanks. The seal that opens the vault was lost 200 years ago. It hasn't been opened since.
I can see why calling a locksmith was out of the question. Tell me about this seal.
It consisted of 3 rings, one for each of the 3 doors, but the seal was broken before it was lost. The fragments are no doubt scattered around Paris, with only the vaguest clues as to their whereabouts.
And if someone were to find all of them, would you say that he had done a great service for the Brotherhood in France?
Yeah, we're going to be playing Pokemon later. I'm almost done with this stream, and then we're going to be hopping into Pokemon after that. Alright, we have a couple more database entries. So where does this go? Okay. Caverns, caves. I feel like we had unlocked one more secret room somewhere.
Good day, monsieur.
Ah, this is it. Alright, let's go back to... Well, I thought we had another letter. Guess not.
Here to hone your skills.
Yeah, nothing there.
Never did convince her father to bring me to Paris.
Alright, so we have a couple more database entries we'll read. Thomas de Carnelian. Born in 1276 in the Republic of Metz, Thomas de Carnelian was a wealthy banker and an economic rival of the Knights Templar. He contributed a sizable force, probably of Flemish mercenaries, to Philip IV's arrest and imprisonment of the Templars on October 13th of 1307. With his chief rival out of the way, Thomas and his cabal of supporters, including such luminaries such as Dante Alighieri, Marco Polo, and Domenico Auditore, spread their influence across Europe, toppling monarchs and bishops alike as they saw fit. He died of an illness in Venice sometime around the spring of 1323. Oh dear, real history time. Thomas de Carnelian was mentor of the French Brotherhood in the late 13th through early 14th centuries. He was one of the key participants in the downfall of the original Templar Order, back when they conveniently wore enormous red targets on their chests. Those Flemish mercenaries were us, by the way, but I'm guessing you already saw that when you experienced Helix or whatever focus group tested audience approved marketing speak they're using these days. After Jacques de Molay and his cronies were rounded up, Thomas and his assassins and brothers and sisters spent a decade crisscrossing Europe. On a side note, I spent a month crisscrossing Europe after university, and I'll tell you what, it bloody felt like a decade. At least those guys spent their time rooting out Templar influence wherever they found it. I spent mine chasing a Spanish girl called Catalina, who I thought had stolen my heart, but in fact had stolen my wallet. Anyway, did you enjoy the Renaissance? You can thank Thomas de Carnelian and associates for paving the way for it. All right, and then we have the Journal of Thomas de Carnelian, October 12, 1307. It is done. All is in readiness. There is not left to do but wait for the coming of dawn. Minter Guillaume de Noguer has bent the king's will to ours, with Benedict dead at Perugia. Rome is with us as well. And yet I find my heart gripped with sudden misgivings. Dante and Domenico assure me that this is a great victory and we will annihilate them root and branch, but I wonder, in breaking the Templars' public facade, are we merely driving them into the shadows? 50 years ago, the Templars thought us destroyed after all. Vanishing from the public eye has proven our greatest strength in this interminable war. Are we now granting the same boon to our enemies? And report on recruitment, Mademoiselle La Maupin. This letter is written in a strong, flowing hand in the calligraphic style popular near the end of the last century. The following are the words of the brother assassin Louis Joseph d'Albert de Lyon, Linus, Comte d'Albert, Comte d'Albert, as set down by master assassin Marical on account of the former being grievously wounded in his shoulder. With further commentary by M. Markel, like so. On instruction of my mentor, I have set forth for Ville Perdu on my steed, Argent, a fine stallion from a good Andalusian stock. Brother d'Albert here digresses at some length upon the virtues of his steed, deeming this irrelevant to the business of the Brotherhood. I have excised it. My business was the identification and recruitment of a peninsula initiate, a swordsman and singer of some repute, a fellow by the name of La Malpin. I told him she was a woman. The broadsheets announcing her fencing demonstrations proclaim her a woman. Her name makes the feminine case. Brother d'Albert clearly needs to meditate upon the improvement of his senses. Much to my surprise, when I arrived at the tavern where I was to find the gentleman, that I found instead of plainly a young woman, fair of countenance and of hair, seeking body chansonettes and demonstrating swordplay for an admiring crowd. My brother assassins and I approached her, whereupon I complimented her most highly upon her talents, and acquired, if we may speak. However, for some reasons surpassing understanding, she became incensed at my words and threatened all three of us. From the testimony of Brother d'Albert's comrades, his exact words were, "I have listened to your chirping, O pretty bird. Now tell me of your plumage." My brothers rushed nobly to my defense, but showed some not ungentlemanly hesitation in striking a woman. I likewise attempted to talk her down, but taking my hesitation to shed blood as a sign of weakness, the mademoiselle struck me through the right shoulder, so that her blade protruded 6 inches from my back. Doubtless shocked by the sight of blood, she fled the scene, while my brothers helped me to the village barber. The accounts of Brother d'Albert's brothers tell a rather different story, that the young lady roundly trounced all three of them, struck Brother d'Albert's a crippling blow, and then withdrew to the bar to order a cup of burgundy. Based on this irrational and illogical reaction, I must conclude that Mademoiselle Malpin be a poor choice for recruitment. And having tutored the Mademoiselle personally in the arts of the stage, I must conclude that Brother d'Albert is a great ass and should no more be in charge of recruitments than the orangutan should be in charge of the crockery. Funny. All right, well, that's where we're going to end our episode for today. We do hope you all enjoyed. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back shortly with more Pokemon. So, hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.